everyone, and welcome to the weekly vlog. So this month, they are actually weekly because I want to keep putting out the clue content. So at the end of the last vlog, I had just finished Ace of Spades and I was just sort of floating in between prompts. So right now I am reading Little Thieves for my bonus book. That was the one that had to deal with investigations because there is an investigator in this book. It starts out with Vanya, who is the goddaughter of Fate and Death, Fortune and Death, and she pisses off a lower god and she gets cursed that she is going to turn into the fortune she's been stealing if she doesn't return it. So she has to work on doing this, but she's also trying to stay away from her godmothers because they want her to choose which one of them to serve, and she just really wants to be their goddaughter. So that's where we are with this one. I have barely started this. I'm in the middle of chapter 2. I've been reading it. I started it this morning. I tried to start it last night, but after finishing Ace of Spades, I really just needed a little break. I was kind of in a reading slump, or like a book hangover. So I decided to start it this morning. And then I am also reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I don't think this is going to count for anything in Clue, at least like not right now, because I don't have a spin that works for it. And, you know, I'm in between prompts. I have finished the kitchen prompt and we're still waiting on the next prompt. And I don't know, I can't really tell you what I'm thinking about this because I'm going to be using this for a project. So I am reading it in the background. I'm about 25% into it at the moment, but I am working on these two right now and we'll see where things take me. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I am going to a Super Bowl party here in a little bit. Right now I'm having a little bit of lunch, and then I'm just gonna kind of hang out until I have to leave. But yeah, this week is gonna be busy because I have a concert tomorrow night. I have movie club Wednesday night, and then I'm babysitting for someone on Friday night while they go out for their Valentine's Day dinner. So I'm gonna be a busy girl this week. Hopefully I can keep up with prompts and such, but we'll see. I also still have to watch the 2 movies that I need to watch for movie club on Wednesday. That might be a Tuesday project. Because I have to watch Lady Bird and Gone Girl, which are 2 like totally opposite things, but we use a number generator to pick our watches. So we'll see. But I think that's my update for today, and I will see you probably tomorrow or at some point. I don't know. You might see footage of the concert. The artist that I'm going to see, Kelsey Ballerini, actually just canceled 3 shows because she had the flu. So I'm hoping that we're going tomorrow night. I haven't heard any differently at this point, but it's a tiny bit up in the air still. So we'll see. Also, chili cooking down here. I've had a productive morning, but I have to go because the remnants of my cold are still making me cough. I'm trying not to choke while I'm talking to you.
If the tide takes California, I'm so glad I got to hold ya. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But it turns out we're celebrating on this Monday. Hey. And everyone's safe and we're fine. Yes. Just sports. Listen, one thing about me is I'm actually, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I'm not a huge sports girly, but tonight I am. And I wore the jersey to prove it. I forward my sparkles so I could be part of your team tonight.
Hello everyone. So it is Tuesday and it has been It has been a couple of days. So Sunday was the Super Bowl, and I told you last week, go Birds. So we had a very fun Sunday. It was a good time. I was with good people. We had a good time. But that night went late, and I'm over 30, and I was already tired going into Monday. And then you will have seen that I went to a Kelsey Ballerini concert on Monday in Philly, which is about a 2-hour drive for me. So drove to Philly, came home, got home around 1. So I'm really tired today. I am hoping to do some filming and reading, but I have been mostly sitting in this chair, kind of just staring at the wall. I might try to take a little nap and see if that helps, because I'm just like worn out. Between being like a little under the weather last week and then all of this, I'm just tired. So, I'm gonna try not to push myself today. I like got lucky through the luck of the draw that I got to have off today. So I'm not like, I appreciate that. I'm very thankful for that. So I want this to be a productive day because I'd like to film a couple of things, but I also don't, I would like to rest. I am very tired. So I'm going to try to find a short book for the ballroom prompt today that I can read, because I'm currently reading like 6 things, and they're all things that I have to read or I have assigned to like a bonus prompt or something. So I don't really want to like take one of those and then have to find another prompt. So I'm hoping I can just find something kind of like easy for the ballroom prompt and then keep like chipping away at my other prompts, and then we'll see. Rainey also announced the chaos weekend, I had it right. It was mid-month chaos challenge. So we can read lots of short things this weekend. So I'm hoping to find something just I can quickly read for this prompt, and then I can keep working on, like, I started Little Thieves for my investigations bonus prompt, and I'm reading Horror Store for my 1-word title. So I'm hoping I can just find something like quick and easy that's elegant. I was thinking about doing, I know Watermoon is like, this is such a pretty cover. Like, to me, this is an elegant, beautiful cover. Like, all of these beautiful, like, drawings and colors. This is elegant to me. So I'm thinking about using this. The audiobook is only 9 hours, so that's a possibility. And I'm also thinking about just trying to find a quick novella, because I just don't want to add too much to my plate this week, because I already have like stuff going on a few nights this week. There's still stuff going on. So this week is going to be chaos leading up to the chaos, and then I have a mostly free weekend to like read and join sprints and do fun things with all of you. So that's the plan, but I'm going to go relax a little. I think I just need to take it easy today, because I'm just like tired, and I can tell my brain is tired. Like, yeah, we're gonna see if I can take a nap. I think a nap sounds great, don't you? Hello everyone. So it is later in the day. So I have had food and a shower, and I've tried to like wake myself up a little bit. So, and a nap. I did have a nap after lunch. So I feel like I'm a little more human now that I talked to you earlier. I am going to put some makeup on and film a video here soon, but I wanted to update you that I have been listening to Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevas. Now, I know this would work better for our, like, it would work better for everyone if I could read this next weekend for the chaos weekend, because it is a novella, but there are 2 more in this series, and I really just want to get this room under my belt so I can concentrate on my other reads that are hanging out here, because I have Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, I have Little Thieves, I have Horror Store. I think I was telling you this morning, I have a lot of things on the thing. So also, well, I'll show you this. I got this for Christmas from my sweet cousin when we did a gift swap. Like, look at this thing. I can put a mug here and a book, and then I think you could put like an e-reader here if you wanted to, or something. I'm not sure what this or like pens or whatever, but I love this little thing, and I've just been keeping Undertaking of Heart and Mercy on it. Anyway, that was a side tangent. So what am I thinking of Empress of Salt and Fortune? I'm really interested so far. Now, I will be 100% honest and try to describe to you what's happening in this book, but I didn't read the description. I've just heard such good things about this novella series, and I've been wanting to try Nevo for a while that I didn't read the description. I just kind of jumped in with this. I knew that these were kind of based in mythology and sort of felt like retellings of legends, like that was the vibe here. And that's very much what I'm getting. In this, we're following a cleric who I believe has gone to stumbled across something in the wilderness that they were looking for, a place they were looking for that is related to the past. And they're listening to a storyteller named Rabbit tell the story of this empress who was banished. And that's all I got so far. I think I am having a good time listening to this. Is it blowing me out of the water? Not completely. Do I think that's possibly partly my fault for being so tired and listening to this? Yes. However, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still following what's happening, I think. I just have had to kind of rewind things a couple of times, and I don't think I'm quite catching all of the meaning to this. So I'm going to keep going, but I'm just kind of having a good time, but not a great time with this so far, because it is very whimsical and story, explaining this. It's a story within a story, and I'm understanding one of the stories, and I'm sort of not following the other story. So we'll see how I feel till I get to the end. But I'm at, like I said, I think I'm at 50-60% right now, so I'm hoping to finish it this afternoon. I'm watching Leandra on sprints, and I know Kelsey has sprints tonight, so I am going to be watching sprints and getting some good reading and YouTube productivity done here. Now, I think the shower really helped. It kind of reset me, woke me up, got me warm and comfy, and now I'm like, okay, we're going to tackle a few things before the end of the day. We're also supposed to get a snowstorm tonight. Not a snowstorm, but possibly a few inches of snow. So I'm kind of trapped in my house. Not trapped. I could go somewhere, but I don't want to. I just want to stay in my house. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm going to go film the video I want to film, and then hopefully finish this book, and then keep going with productivity. Hello, everyone. Wow, it's brighter in here than it seems, according to my camera. It's actually very snowy out this morning. I've had a weird couple of days because I left work early on Monday to go to the Kelsey Ballerini concert. I had off yesterday, and now this morning I'm going in late because they've delayed due to snow. So this week has been weird because so far I've only worked a half day. Which is great, but also discombobulating. Tonight I have movie club. I watched Lady Bird last night. I sort of watched Lady Bird. I fell asleep a little bit during it, but it's fine. I have seen it before, so I will be able to talk about it at least somewhat. But that'll be fun. I also finished Empress of Salt and Sorrows by Nevo last night, and I liked this. I do feel like I will probably enjoy the next installments more, because I think I talked about yesterday, I was very tired and I was listening to this book, and I feel like I was understanding what was happening, but I also wasn't super connected to this book. I feel like I was following along, but I didn't get super invested. I did at the end, because you almost, it all comes around at the end, and you have a story within a story, and both stories wrap up, and it's emotional and everything like that. But I feel like I should have gotten more out of this when I just kind of, absorbed it at surface level. So this is kind of a me thing. So I don't know how I'm going to rate this book. I haven't really decided yet. I'm just sort of still thinking about it. It was only a 3-hour audiobook, so I didn't spend a lot of time with it. And I'm feeling kind of slumpy. So I feel like my neutrality on it is because I kind of read it at not a great time, but I was also enjoying it. So I didn't want to put it down and stop reading when I was enjoying it. So maybe I should have stopped, but yesterday I was just sort of home and doing stuff and like, you know, laying on the couch. And also I wanted to listen to my book for the ballroom, and I thought that would be a good one, and it was a good book objectively. I just didn't get super connected to it emotionally. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. So I am going to go to work today. I have movie club tonight, so I probably won't end up reading a ton tonight. And then tomorrow, I think I have a plan to be home. And Friday night, I have some plans I have to do. So yeah, we'll see how the end of this week goes and if I get any more reading done. But we also could possibly end up canceling movie club tonight because this week is like snowstorm after snowstorm, and it's not enough snow to like close down the world, but it is going to be like an ice snow mix tonight. So like we're sort of like, we might just reschedule. So I'll see what happens with that. If that gets rescheduled, I will spend more time reading. But yeah, I'm like slowly nibbling away at all the books I have going. Like I'm reading like a chapter or so of everything at a time, but I don't know, I'm feeling kind of slumpy, and I don't know if that's just because I have been busy and now I'm tired or what. So I'm just sort of feeling, I have a lot of books going, so I feel like I have to like finish one or two and I would feel better and less slumpy if I felt the pressure a little less to finish all these books. But I don't know. So that's my ramble for this morning. I am gonna, yeah, I think that's my ramble. So I'll talk to you all when I have more book updates. Hello, welcome to Mid-Month Chaos. It is 8 a.m. I am going to spin my spinner wheel with you. And so for Mid-Month Chaos, Rainy, I still need more coffee. Rainy has the lead detective just spinning for randomized chaos. So we're going to find out who I am reading for together. I don't really have a way to film and record my screen. Wait, hang on. We can do this. Haha. Okay, so let's find out who I'm reading for first. Woohoo! Colonel Mustard! Okay, so I'm reading for Colonel Mustard first. I have to run out to Barnes & Noble to snag a gift for someone here this morning, and I have to be back by 10 o'clock because I'm sprinting with Aoife and Margaret to do crafty sprints and read this morning. So I am going to be reading a romance during that time and working on a craft. I still have to pick what craft, but that's my plan this morning, and then after that we will be hitting the ground running for chaos. But I think I'll probably start something while I drive out to Barnes & Noble. I'm working on making my to-do list this morning for the weekend because I have a lot to do, and yeah, that's kind of my update this morning. I'm sorry that I haven't been talking to you guys. I don't think I've talked to you all since like Wednesday, but I actually ended up taking a few days off of reading. I've just been feeling really, really slumpy and like not interested in what I'm reading. And even though I'm excited for the books that I'm reading, I think I just kind of was putting too much pressure on myself to read. So I took a couple days off, and yesterday I was babysitting to help a friend out so that she and her husband could go to Valentine's Day dinner. So that was fun. And now this weekend I'm hoping to read some short things, and like I'm also now excited to read because I took a couple of days off. I'm feeling that like excitement to read again. So I'm gonna do my to-do list. My stomach just grumbled, so if you heard that, I'm sorry, but we're also gonna have to eat breakfast before I go to Barnes & Noble, and then we'll be back and ready to sprint and read and do chores because we have to. I hope chaos is going well for you. 10 minutes in, wherever you are in the world, and I'll check in later. Hello everyone. So it is midday. It's actually 2 o'clock on Saturday, and I I'm frustrated. So I was reading The Mistress Experience by Scarlett Peckham on my sprints with Aoife and Margaret. This morning we were doing crafting sprints and we had a lot of fun. I got a lot of crafts done. So I am making, if you didn't see those sprints, I'm working on making a Cthulhu plushie, and I got the head done. I don't have any stuffing for it yet, so it doesn't look like a head, but I got that done. I worked on my Taylor Swift blanket that I'm working on, and I read this book. And I'm DNFing this book at 50%, unfortunately. So my chaos weekend is having a bit of a struggle bus moment. This is the third book in a series that I was enjoying. I think I gave the first book, the first couple of books, between 3 and 4 stars. Nothing that blew me out of the water, but I was completely willing to keep reading this. And this, we're following a set of friends who, in each book, we follow a different friend. And they're all trying to raise money to start this institute to educate women and provide women, lessons in skills in trade and such in historical times. This is set in the early 1800s. It's a fun, pretty progressive series as far as historical romance goes, and the first 2 books have been fun. This one just didn't work for me on so many levels. So the Thesis, she is a courtesan who auctions off a month of her time in order to raise money for this school that they are building. And the person that wins that auction is someone she knows and is familiar with. And when she arrives at the house that they've designated for this month of liaison, another man is there. It turns out he is the one who has purchased a month of her time because he wants her to give him lessons in lovemaking. The premise so far is fine. This woman is written to, he's very nervous. The male main character is very nervous. He doesn't have a lot of experience with women. He is, looking to get married, and he's just teach me how to be, a good husband and, a good lover to my wife. And she's I can do that. And then she relentlessly mocks him throughout, this book. And I can't figure out why. When he's so nervous and he's so uncomfortable with her, instead of she's supposed to be this amazing courtesan and is supposed to be able to read men really well and all this stuff, and she relentlessly mocks him and continues to try to make him uncomfortable throughout the book. And I just do not understand why that was the character choice here. It made me uncomfortable reading this because she just is constantly pushing the boundaries he sets up with her. They lay out this whole plan at the beginning of when she realizes that he's uncomfortable, and that's the problem. They lay out this whole plan of a timeline, and every time she pushes the boundaries of how far they've set up the plan. And I just don't get it. I liked the first 2 books a lot, and this one just did not work for me. So I hit 51%. I'm gonna see if I can count it anywhere in the readathon or anything, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to, but I wanted to hit the 51% in case I can figure something out. But I really am just going to move on to a different book. I have 4 or 5 little novellas borrowed from the library that I'm going to try to read in there, and maybe a graphic novel or something. We'll see. But I'm not going to continue with this. So that's unfortunate. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So it's 2:00 now, and I know there aren't more Get a Clue sprints until this evening. So I am just going to do house stuff and work on some reading. And I'll talk to you all when I settle on a book or finish a book or multiple. We'll see. Hello everyone. So it is an end of night update. It's almost 9 o'clock and I'm getting tired, but I'm on sprints on Nell's channel and just kind of hanging out. So I finished When the Tigers Came Down the Mountain, which was by Nevo, which is the sequel to Empress of Salt and Fortune, which I read earlier in this vlog. And I had a good time with this. I didn't like it quite as much as the first book, but I think this one was more confusing to me, as far as both of these books are stories within stories. Like, someone is recording or telling a story within a story, and it's really interesting, and I think the storytelling method is cool. I just don't think it's working for me right now, and I do think that's more of a me thing than anything else. But because we're focused on short things, and I just read Empress of Salt and Fortune, I thought that I might do better with the sequel, and I'm just not. So I'm gonna give Empress of Salt and Fortune 4 stars because I really liked it. And then I'm gonna give this a 3.5 star probably, because I do like it. I like the way the story is told. I like the tone and the atmosphere of the story. I'm just slowly getting, the longer the story goes, the more I get lost in the finer points of when we switch back and forth between our framework and the story within the story. And it just, I might have to re-listen to these sometime in the future before I continue on to the third one, when I'm just in a better headspace, because I'm still feeling kind of slumpy. But I am trying to combat that by only reading things that I am really interested in, or I have on as part of series that I've already started. I'm trying not to venture into like other things, especially during the chaos weekend, because this is when I start to get burned out in a competitive readathon. I start to read things just to fit prompts or just to earn more points. And for me, I have to realize that if I'm reading like that, it burns me out. So that strategy doesn't work for me. So I'm trying to implement my own strategy of just reading things that I am going to be like invested in, or like are going to help me further my goals. So that's kind of my strategy this round. So my first book was for Colonel Mustard. So that was, what did I say that was called? When the Tigers Came Down the Mountain. Then I read Merriment and Mayhem, I think, by Alexandria Bellafleur, and this was her contribution to the Under the Mistletoe collection that came out around the holidays. And a lot of my friends read the installments in this series and didn't like a lot of them, but I really wanted to read this one because it was inspired by 911, the TV show, which I'm obsessed with. I love 911. And so I was like, I have to get this. I love Alexandria Bellafleur. I love 911. I have to read this novella. And I did. And it was fun. It was very obviously based around the characters in 911, but like in a fun way. And I have a lot of fun with this. It was like 60 pages of silly 911 fun. And I enjoyed it. I'm going to give this like I think I'm probably going to end up at like a 3.5 stars for this one too, because it was very short. Like, it was super short. And there just wasn't much to it, but I liked what was there. So that's kind of middle of the road too. I've started Rolling in the Deep, and this is the prequel to Into the Drowning Deep. And we're finding out what happened to the science vessel that went out before the vessel that we follow into the Drowning Deep. So that's really interesting so far. It's 3 hours. I'm really hoping I can finish this tonight. And this one, as you saw, was going to be for Miss Scarlet. So I'm really happy that so far, I think it's really fun so far that I have hit like 3 different teams on my rolls. Like, the odds are not in my favor. The odds are that there will be a repeat, but I'm hoping that I can finish Into the Drowning Deep. Nope. Rolling in the Deep tonight. And then I also have Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna McGuire, as well as What Feasts at Night to read. So I'm hoping that maybe those will be my 2 reads tomorrow, and then we'll see if I have time for anything else. Because I don't know what my day looks like tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be here. It's going to rain all day in my area, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I've been trying to take breaks today and not just read all day, so that I don't burn myself out. But I've done some good reading. I also had my DNF this morning, and I won't be doing that tomorrow. Like, I was hoping that if I enjoyed that romance book, that I could submit that for a team, but because I didn't enjoy it and I DNF'd it, that didn't count for anything. So yeah, that was kind of a wrench in my plans. But anyway, that's my ramble for this evening, and I will see you all sometime tomorrow. Hello everyone, and welcome to another update. So I don't really remember what point I updated you. I think I had updated you once I finished the romance novella. So I think I need to talk to you about Rolling in the Deep by Mira Grant, which is the prequel to Into the Drowning Deep, which was really interesting. I really liked this glimpse into the Antarctica cruise that went before the scientific vessel that went out on Into the Drowning Deep. They are taking another scientific vessel out to find out what happened to this first one. And we get to see a glimpse of what happened to that vessel in this prequel. And it was really interesting. It felt very much like Into the Drowning Deep, but in like a good way, in an interesting way. I almost had more dread with this one because I knew what happened at the end of Into the Drowning Deep. Like, I definitely recommend reading the book first and then reading this for like a little more context, but I recommend the full book first. But this one was really interesting, and I just like the way that Shauna Maguire, Mira Grant, builds her stories, because it was just so, there was so much anticipation and so much just anxiety. It was interesting, and I liked it. It kind of rounded out the story because we knew what happened to that vessel, because there was so much mystery, and you got a sense of what happened based on what happened in the full book. But it's nice to kind of have that moment, that full circle moment. Anyway, I read that, finished that up this morning, and then I also finished Wash Day Diaries by Jamalia Roser, and this was a little graphic novel about 4 Black women who all have to have, it was wash day for their hair, and what happened to them on that day and kind of what was going on in their lives. And it was just a really nice graphic novel about community and friendship and love and hair and hair care and all of that stuff. And I really liked this. I had heard a lot of people read this during, I think, Amazing. So I decided to read this as well. And this was really nice. So that was a nice little break, because I've kind of been switching back and forth my formats and what I'm reading to try and not get burnt out. So I read I listened to a couple of novellas, and then I read an ebook novella, and then I went back to listening, and now I read a graphic novel, and now I'm listening to Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna Maguire. And this one is good so far. I liked Cora. Cora is the character we're following in this one. I liked her when she showed up in other books, so I was happy to read a book about her. There was something that just happened that was just so mean of Shauna Maguire to give us kind of a glimpse at a character from another previous book that was just a little bit mean. But yeah, I'm interested to continue on with this one. This is interesting because in this one we get to see a look at a different school. The whole time we're following Eleanor West's school, and in this one we get to go to, I think it's Whitehall or Whitethorn Manor Hall School, and see how their method is different than Eleanor's method. And it's unsettling, and reading 2 Shauna Maguire books that are unsettling back to back or in the same weekend is par for the course around here, because I love her books. Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to finish this. I'm also thinking about just going back and reading some of Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, because this will work for my dining room prompt, and I'm thinking about just getting ahead on this a bit, because I do have to read this anyway, and I haven't read this for a few days, and since I'm going to be reading this for Genre Blend Comp Club, which got announced today, I need to get back to this and be concentrating on it. I maybe shouldn't have read this during Clue, because now I keep splitting it up, but since this will work for the dining room of the family prompt, since we have a family business that a bunch of characters are concentrated on, I think this would be a good time to pick this up and probably read the last 2/3 of this book. Since I started this month and kind of just haven't been paying too much attention to it, or not giving it a whole lot of attention, I want to go back to it. Anyway, that's my update for now. Lots of updates. I will, my plan is to put on the screen who I'm reading what for as I'm talking to you, because I don't remember who I've spun for at this point. I have completely lost track. Like, I know which order I read things in, and I have which order I spun in, so it will all work out. But, yeah, it's been, I've been losing track. So that is the end of this clue vlog for this week. I'm sorry this is a little late, and it is also a little bit just kind of ends here because Chaos Weekend was chaotic and so was my life. So we're just going to end things here, and we'll see you in the next clue vlog where I hopefully will have a few more coherent thoughts for you. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!